And my God, I actually set a new personal best while making a video. See what I mean? This is why I like this thing so much. What's up, folks, and welcome to another indie showcase. I got another shmup for you this time, and I know I've been covering a lot of those lately. I don't know why, there just seems to have been a bit of a tsunami of them lately, but this is one I really wanted to show you because there's nothing else like it out there. I have never played another shmup like this before, and I think it's really, really cool. So this is ExtraGalactica. It's in early access on Steam, and you know I don't cover many early access games on here unless I feel that it's early access being done right, and I do feel that these guys are doing it that way. Plus, the story behind this game is just fascinating. I mean, first off, look at this like old school DOS style ray traced intro. I mean, is that not the best thing ever? I love it. But what's interesting about this game is that it originally started because the main developer behind it built his own custom arcade cabinet a few years ago. And he decided that he wanted to make a game to play on it, specifically as a one-off for his project, which I was like, wow, that's a really cool idea. And this is what came out of it, and they liked it so much that he and a couple other people decided, hey, why don't we make this into a real thing that people can play? And that's what this is. So right now it's only launched with what's called the Infinite mode, which is the sort of arcade mode that their cabinet was made for their cabinet, but with a global online leaderboard. There's going to be additional modes coming later, including, as you can see there, a campaign mode, but right now this is all we have. But there's a lot to this already, and I'm gonna warn you, game journalist quality gameplay ahead, because this game is hard as hell and I'm not very good at it, but it's one of those just one more run games, and this is what I really want to show you. So this game has a tutorial that I will say I think needs to be a little bit streamlined, but there's also a lot to explain in this. I'm not going to go through the tutorial. I'm going to try my best to explain all the different concepts there are to this, but there's a lot at play here. As you can already see here, there's a fair amount of controls in this for a shmup, more so than you might normally expect. I am playing with a controller, can be played with keyboard and mouse. This is the way I would recommend you play it, but you don't have to necessarily. So, you also get prompted to do the tutorial every time you start up. I'd like to see this removed and either give you an option to say I don't want to see this anymore, or just put the tutorial thing on the main menu. I don't think it needs to prompt you every time you start it. So yeah, incredible amount to this game. So the core idea of it is that you're trying to defend that planet from whatever this evil thing is. And the planet takes damage every time enemies get past you. So that's one thing. Just wait for it. So this may look like a fairly standard vertical shmup, but it is anything but that. So you see I'm just shooting things here, right? Yeah, okay, pretty straightforward. Well, this game has a lot of RNG in it, at least in this infinite mode. You're going to encounter bosses at different times, different enemy types at different times. Things are going to vary quite a bit, actually. And in addition to shooting like this, you can do this sort of barrel roll attack here, which allows you to barrel roll sideways into enemies, and that will hurt them, but it won't hurt you. But you gotta time it right. So you get effectively iframes, but only against enemies, not against their bullets. Okay? Yeah, that gets a little bit more involved there. So we're dealing with a mini boss right now that you're seeing come up. Those little cubes that come down are things that you can pick up that allow you to get almost over time sort of roguelite style permanent upgrades that you can acquire. The more enemies that you kill in rapid succession, the faster the skill meter on the bottom left levels up. As you do that, you will unlock additional things that you can use against your enemies. One is that slow-mo mode that you see I've been toggling there, and the other one is missile barrages that you can use. And the missile barrages are limited in scope, but they refill as you go through your combo meter, or as you increase that meter, I should say. And once I get a decent number of enemies on screen, I'll show you. Well, what you can do, it works like that. So you hold the button down, it targets a few enemies in rapid succession, sends things out, and off you go. Those are very helpful against bosses as well. Sometimes you'll unlock this ship here, which is sort of an autonomous thing that will do a certain amount of damage. And then you can also unlock what's called Super G, which is sort of your final form, if you will. It gives you temporary invincibility. It gives you the means to do a much more powerful sort of rolling attack, which I kind of screwed up there, unfortunately, so you're not seeing it. But it allows you to do that. It makes your bullets a lot more powerful, and it basically just makes you a temporarily unstoppable badass, effectively. And here we go. And then you'll run into sort of main bosses, if you will, like this. So this is one called Big Brother. So they all have their own special attacks. A lot of these enemies are very cleverly designed, and they're not normally this simple. I'm in Super G mode right now, which is why I'm having not too bad a time taking it out. But there we go. So you can see I've run out of Super G, and you have a health meter at the bottom there that you can see that will recharge over time. But if you deplete that entirely, you lose one of your those shields in the upper right corner, which are sort of how many times you can lose your health meter before you're dead. And you can see there I got one back by defeating that large boss. So you've really got a lot of different things you have to balance here at once. You've also noticed that in some of these, so I lost 2 of them there because I wasn't doing things very well. So you'll notice as well that when you take out some of these asteroids, some of them are like turn into like these weird Cthulhu asteroids. Some of them turn into these crazy bullet hell generators, and I'm dead. Yeah, it can happen that fast. So those bullet hell generators, though, serve 2 purposes. Some of them will shoot out bullets, some of them won't. The ones that will shoot out bullets, those bullets you'll have to dodge, but you saw that sort of a circle was increasing from the sides of it as I shot it more. Well, when that circle, when it maxes out, this thing will pop, and anything within that circle will take damage from its explosion, but you won't. The real tricky thing in this game is knowing what elements of what things in the levels will hurt the enemies and not you, because the same item can hurt you and non-enemies in some ways and vice versa in others. So that can certainly be a thing as well. So also you get those sometimes. And you're probably already incredibly confused just by me trying to explain all that. And yeah, I don't blame you. This game is very confusing. I've done the tutorial now 2 or 3 times because if I leave the game and come back a few days later, I've forgotten 1 or 2 things about how it works. I know, it's bananas. It really is. But that's honestly what I love about it. This game has so many concepts that I have never seen in any other shmup before. It's very, very deep. It's very, very hard. It's very punishing. But I haven't had the just one more run feeling from a shmup in a long time the way I have with this game. And that's what I really like about it. It's just so different and it's challenging, but when you get... It's almost like pinball in the sense that, you know, if any of you play pinball, you'll know this. You'll play pinball game, and you'll have a couple of games of it that just go, you know, really crappy, right? And you're just like, ah, this friggin' sucks. You know, you lose all your balls within like a minute, and your score sucks, and nothing went your way, and you get really frustrated. But then the next time you play, you get that amazing run where your game runs for like half an hour, and you're just hitting all the ramp combos, you're getting all the bonuses, you're getting everything. Everything just seems to line up, and the stars align, and you do incredibly well, and you feel on top of the world. That's exactly what this game is like. You have a bad run, and at least in my case, my immediate reaction is to want to get up again and go, all right, let's go. I can do better than that. And then when I do have a good run and I set a new high score, I feel like $1,000,000. And it does that so bloody well. And it's really impressive. For a project that came out of someone who's never made a game before, as far as I'm aware, and just built a custom arcade cab and went, you know what, I wouldn't mind making my own game. Damn impressive. You can tell that this is made by someone who really knows shmups, loves shmups, and really wanted to take lessons from a lot of shmups that have been, you know, that have existed before, but really wanted to make something totally different and apply it to the genre in a way that's never been seen before. So there's that. Okay, there was the Super G sort of crazy barrel roll attack I told you about. You'll also see as well that some of these little bomb things that come out of the asteroids, some of them turn into those big bullet hell things, others turn into black holes. And the black holes are great for pulling enemies out of your path, but you can also jump into a black hole and actually use it as a temporary reprieve from the battlefield to get a little bit of invincibility, and then you can sort of pick out where you come out of. So you see I jumped into that one like that. Now there's a target. Yeah, you can do that, especially during boss fights. Gives you a real nice little moment to go, ooh, okay, and sort of catch your breath, which I think is really cool. I don't use that nearly enough. And then you see here, by shooting those things till they explode, the circle around them, the radius expands out, and anything caught in that radius takes damage, but you don't. Yeah, this game is nuts. It's really nuts, and it's really complicated, but holy living crap, it is so much fun. And this really, I really love this look of it, like that. Like, look at the background of the planet. You gotta have an appreciation for the DOS era to really understand that. But when DOS games had these little pre-rendered cutscenes in them, and it was in the era where there just wasn't enough horsepower to do cutscenes and video the way we see them today. So you had these things that were pre-rendered and that ran at like this lower frame rate, but that just, you could tell, games that had that back in the day were very, you could tell they were games that either had a really high budget or that had creators that really wanted to put a lot of effort into them and that really played attention to detail. And that's the feeling I get from this. This is trying to be very innovative and very different in its genre, while at the same time appealing to all the right nostalgic triggers for people like me. And that's what I love about it. This is a game that is, and this is why I really wanted to showcase this, because this game, as of time I'm recording this, nobody's playing it. And that's a damn shame, because this is a game that is clearly made with love and passion. Like, any way you slice it, this game is really something special, and is really made by somebody who knew what they were making, but also knew that they wanted to make something different and had a vision for it. And that they're planning to add more content to this, and also a campaign mode and everything else, means that this could get really, really advanced. And it has online leaderboards. You know, I recently criticized Star Hunter DX for being a good shmup, but the lack of online leaderboards was a real sort of poor omission. Well, this has them. And, well, it's easy to place high on them right now because there aren't too many people playing this game. But people are already at a level on this thing that I will probably never get to. Which is very much the case with most of these games. You know, you see that kind of thing a lot, and that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, it's chaotic, it's frenetic, it's very, very difficult. I will say, it's confusing. You know, even after you go through the lengthy tutorial, trying to figure out how all the different mechanics work and interplay off each other, and trying to understand sometimes why you had a run that was super long one time and then, you know, ended in 30 seconds the next time. It can be a bit daunting sometimes. I've had that happen where I've looked at it and gone, wait, how the hell, why did that run end so quick and this other one went so long? What did I do different? And I don't even, you know, and you're like staring at it going, huh? But you're compelled to figure out why, rather than just going, well, this is dumb, you know, this game's just random, I don't want, you know, this is no fun. No, you're compelled to try to figure it out, and my God, I actually set a new personal best while making a video. See what I mean? This is why I like this thing so much. It just does things that you've never seen elsewhere before. And I'm really enjoying this. I hope that, you know, the developer said they're working on it as much as they can, but it's like 2 people primarily, and they both have full-time jobs. So development on this is probably going to be slow, but they do want to add a lot more to it, and they're trying to get word out about it. So, and I wanted to do that because I love shmups. I could play, you know, your more bog standard formulaic style of shmup till the cows come home. You know, I just love the genre that much. But it's rare, to be honest with you, to see this genre innovated in such a profound way and still be this level of quality. There have been a lot of shmups out there that have tried to do things differently and been like, you know, I admire you trying to do that, but you didn't really pull that off super well. This does. And that it's by a rookie dev is even more impressive. So This deserves more attention. If you like shmups, yes, this is early access, but like I said, I believe this is doing early access right. The dev is being very open, very transparent. He's working with elements of the wider shmup community to get feedback and to figure out ways to make this game the best thing. I think they're doing everything right. This game deserves more attention, and I really want to see it succeed. So if you're into shmups, go pick this up. You know, once this is out of early access, I hope they have an opportunity to bring this to consoles, because this would be great for that. If it has the horsepower to do it, even getting it on things like the online store for the At Game Legends arcade cabinet or something like that, I think could be a really cool thing. I don't know if that thing, funny enough, I just bought one of those. I have to assemble it. I don't know if it actually has the horsepower to play a game like this. To be honest, it probably doesn't, but it would be very interesting nonetheless. And yeah, I love to see innovations in genres that I love, and this definitely has that, and I wish them all the best. I hope it succeeds, and I look forward to showcasing this more as it evolves and seeing what the campaign mode brings, as well as any other additions that they make. So yeah, this is ExtraGalactica. It's only on PC on Steam right now. It is, but it is available there in early access. Again, if you like shmups, I think you owe it to yourself to give this one a try, and to support someone who's not only supporting this continuing to be very niche genre, but bringing some major innovations to it and doing it well. Plus, I just love the roots of this project. You know, I think it's just, the whole story behind this thing, I think is just very, very cool. So yeah, that is it. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you did like what you saw here, please do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about this game, and are there any other shmups, especially modern ones, that you think I might be interested in? Because there are more out there that, even though I have a huge shmup collection, there's a lot of shmups out there that I have missed, and like I said, I love this genre, so I'd really love to see more stuff out there. So feel free to tell me in the comments what of other ones that you like, or what you think this dev could do better as well, because they are watching. And as always, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/pxabstraction for multiple variety streams a week. We cover a lot of interesting indie games over there that we don't necessarily cover on the channel here, so lots of things that I think you people might like to see there. As you can see as well, here's some of the upgrades here, and I just unlocked one, which is always really nice. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you on the next Indie Showcase. You folks have yourselves a good one. Take it easy, folks.